Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Weekly Profit Talk. This is an edition of Weekly Profit Talk where we're in mobile headquarters. We are actually finding ourselves in the town of Conway, New Hampshire today. So, good morning, everyone, and welcome. We do this every single Wednesday at 8:30 Mountain Time. That is out here in the eastern states, 10:30, and if you're in LA or San Francisco, that is 7:30. So, good morning, everyone, and again, welcome. The topic for today is quarter three numbers that predict your practice's future. We're continuing on a theme now that we got your now that we have your third quarter estimated tax payment made. And if you don't have it made, by the way, at this point, it's only 9 days late. I would highly suggest you go ahead and get that done now. So your quarter three performance, and you're going to actually have a whole new set of numbers at the end of this month, because technically the IRS's third quarter ended at the end of August, but the actual fiscal third quarter ends at the end of this month. So let's talk a little bit about the things that we can do to launch your practice forward and have an amazing fourth quarter um, after September 30th. So um, your quarter three performance is basically writing your 2025 story. The question is, do you know how to read it? Um, if you're looking at your numbers and only seeing tax obligations, there's actually um, a little bit of good news for you here. I'd like to share that there's actually a crystal ball hiding in the details of your numbers. So let's go ahead and we'll start here. Now, the first of three metrics that can predict your future and get you going toward a incredible fourth quarter is RPP, revenue per patient. If you're not doing this, you should start yesterday. It's a very important metric, and as you can see, it's fairly simple. It's just a division problem. You want to take your total gross revenue before any expenses, divide that by the number of patient visits. And RPP is a number that will go up and go down based on a number of different factors. But you basically need to be tracking this at all times. And of course, it's going to be relative to the type of practice you have in your specialty. But the important thing about this metric is that you're going to be able to track your performance by comparing it quarter by quarter. And you can go back and you can do this now if you haven't done it yet. Get it for the first quarter of 2025. Simply pull up your profit and loss statement for January through March and get your gross revenue number that's above the line that says cost of goods sold. So basically, all of your patient visit revenue should be insurances and co-insurances. So, and then divide that by the number of patients you saw in that quarter. Okay. And honestly, you should be tracking this monthly. So, um, calculate these numbers. And if quarter three has increased from quarter two, you're maximizing your patient value effectively. Sounds good, right? If it stayed flat, it's possible. Oh, I'm sorry, if it stayed flat while your costs increase, you might be working harder for diminishing returns. And of course, if it declined, you may have a revenue optimization crisis that demands your immediate attention. Okay. So again, I can't stress the importance of RPP tracking. Let's go ahead to the next one here. Operating margin evolution. Operating margin is another quotient. It's basically the total revenue minus your operating expenses. Also, let's call that your net income. Okay, it should be the bottom line. Divide that by your total revenue, and the multiply by 100. That's not strictly necessary. It's to get a percentage, but if you multiply the one by the other, then excuse me, if you if you divide your gross revenue into your net income, um, you're going to actually come up with a decimal number. We're hoping that it's zero point 0.2 or higher, which would equal 20%. The multiplication by 100 actually just puts it into percentage terms for you. So um, if you're 20% or higher, you're good to go. 15 to 20% solid performance with room for optimization. Definitely. 10 to 15%, I would begin to be a little bit concerned with that. And if you're below 10%, you're kind of in critical territory here. And like to point out three things that can possibly be happening if your third quarter margins declining from the previous quarters. Your RPP could be dropping, billing inefficiency, operating costs are rising faster than revenue, which is an expense control problem, and patient volume is declining, marketing or retention issue. Fourth quarter, hopefully, a lot of people that are dealing with infectious disease. Fourth quarter is actually almost got a built-in revenue stream because it's the season's coming where people are starting to do flu shots and beginning to get sicker. So, um, but it's good to track your third quarter relative to the first two in your operating margin, without doubt. So, finally, days and accounts receivable. This is a big one for all of our physicians because basically I also refer to this as claims receivables. You see a patient, you fill out a claim, hopefully a clean claim, and get that transmitted. Uh, Hopefully, all your CPT codes are proper and accurate. That's one of the biggest things that will slow this down, is rejected claims. And you want a days in AR number that basically gives you a holistic viewpoint of your entire practice. Um, if you have a number of claims that are getting rejected or are hung up in the clearinghouses because they're not accurate, that's going to drive this number up higher. I've got some 30 to 45 days. You're in fantastic shape. Honestly, the HFMA, the Healthcare Financial Management Association, states that 53 days is a pretty good target. So if you're at 30 to 45 days turnaround, you're cooking on all eight cylinders. So 46 to 60 is good performance. Might be some minor opportunities for optimization. If you're over 60 days up to 75, you do want to take a look at this. Um, Above 75 days is a crisis territory, and you definitely need to be taking a look at that. Every day above 60 dramatically reduces the collection likelihood. Bills older than 120 days, you are basically working for free. So, um, those are your three metrics. And it if this any of this information is new to you, then I hope this was helpful. Certainly, you should be tracking all three of these things, that being revenue per patient or RPP, operating margins, and days in accounts receivable, also known as days in AR. So, with that, I hope that this finds you doing well and you're enjoying the beginning of the fall season so far. Um, and I do hope you have an amazing rest of the day and rest of the weekend. And if you have a chance today, do something randomly kind for a stranger. So, until next time, have a great day, and we will see you next week at Wednesday at 8:30 Mountain Time. So long for now.